Both, I mean, I think after watching the tape, it's never as bad as it seems in the moment, and it's never as good as it seems. That's kind of what you get when you go back and break it on all the way back down and watch how we played. I think the kids played really, really hard. Obviously, they ran the ball a little bit more than what we want to give up. I think the total number was 178, but they rushed it 53 times. Our goal is 3.3 or less, that we held them to 3.3 per rush on the evening. So you look at that stat, maybe, at times it didn't look like we were doing a good job against the run and maybe played that better than what we thought. Obviously, the couple big plays, I think the last two drives, letting them go down for points, kind of put a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Certainly, we stop them on 3rd and 7, 12 minutes left to go in the game. We played man coverage. We ended up getting our inside linebacker, Guavin, got picked. Probably went to the well one too many times with some man coverage. I was going to call it aggressive and bring pressure on that quarterback and make those receivers make plays. And we got rubbed off, and we had a cheap one on the sideline that we let uncovered, and that drive went down for points. And then the 3rd and 9 on the very next series, we brought 7. We rushed everybody, played our zero coverage, and Justice Nelson froze on the receiver for whatever reason, didn't play technique, and got beat deep over his head for 52-yarder. And we're living and learning. But we're going to continue to play aggressive, continue to call it aggressive, and I just think had we got out of both those drives, which we should have, that the offense gets the ball back, and now they probably score another 14 points, and we give up 21, and we feel a lot better about ourselves.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of mistakes on film, a lot of young guys that made some early mistakes. Played all the outside guys that we played, it was the first time they got significant amount of reps, and a couple of them had the deer in the headlights looks, and there's a lot of good teaching tape, and they did a lot of good things, but they did a lot of bad things, and they got to continue to look at the older guys. I mean, Bradley Marquez graded out better than any receiver I've ever graded on tape, and I think it showed. I mean, played hard every single play, played 65 snaps, more than anybody, played harder than anybody, was in the right place at the right time. There's a good chance without him we don't win that football game, so he's a great point of reference for me in my room, and to point to some of these younger guys that don't want to play hard every single play. Why can a guy like that do it and you not do it? But he played one hell of a game. Yeah, good. It's a 7th start like we talked about before this, and obviously he made a couple wrong decisions. You look at the stat line, and it looks like a great stat line. He's throwing over 70%, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he'd love to have both those throws back. And 2 ill-advised throws, I think, that we haven't seen him do in camp, and it happens at times. And thought he might have been a little shaky at first, but settled down and got us in some really good things and put the ball on the money a lot of times. Yeah, we're going to play a lot of outside guys, and we're going to split the reps up. I mean, we're going to do more. I thought Reginald, probably played a little bit too much last week and got tired, and you could really tell, and his technique kind of broke down, and his footwork was bad. And so Dylan needs to play a little bit more. And then at the X receiver, I think those guys need to keep competing. I think they all did some really good things. DJ Polite-Bray, Devin Lauderdale both did really good things. But just like we've talked about, I got to get them more consistent on a every play basis. And so and also we're going to throw Cameron Batson into the mix at the outside receiver and see if he can go a little bit.